Moses, Sargon, and the river child tradition. A baby is placed in a waterproof basket. His mother, desperate to save him from a death decree, sets him adrift on a river. The current carries him downstream. A royal woman finds him. She raises him as her own. He grows up to become a legendary ruler who changes history. This is the story of Moses, except it's not. This is the story of Sargon of Akkad, written 1,500 years before the Book of Exodus existed. Sargon the Great ruled Mesopotamia around 2300 BCE. He founded the Akkadian Empire, the first multi-ethnic empire in human history. And like all great rulers, his origin story was mythologized. An ancient tablet tells us how it began. My mother was a high priestess. My father I did not know. She conceived me in secret and bore me in hiding. She placed me in a basket of rushes. She sealed the lid with bitumen. She cast me into the river, which did not overflow me. The river carried me to Akki, the water drawer. Akki, the water drawer, lifted me out as he dipped his bucket. Akki, the water drawer, raised me as his adopted son. Akki, the water drawer, made me his gardener. While I was a gardener, the goddess Ishtar loved me, and so I became king. A hidden birth, a basket sealed with waterproofing, a river, a rescue by someone drawing water, adoption, destiny. Now listen to Exodus chapter 2, written over a millennium later. Pharaoh has ordered all Hebrew male infants to be killed. Moses' mother hides him for 3 months. When she can no longer conceal him, she takes a basket made of papyrus reeds. She coats it with tar and pitch to make it waterproof. She places the baby inside and sets it among the reeds along the bank of the Nile. Pharaoh's daughter comes down to the river to bathe. She sees the basket. She opens it and finds a crying child. She takes pity on him. She adopts him and raises him in the royal palace. She names him Moses, because I drew him out of the water. He grows up to liberate his people and become the greatest prophet in Israel's history. The infant in a basket motif appears again and again across the ancient world. In Rome, the twin founders Romulus and Remus were abandoned in a basket on the Tiber River and rescued by a she-wolf. In Persia, the hero Kavi-Usan was placed in a basket and floated down a river to escape a tyrant. In India, the warrior Karna from the Mahabharata was born to an unmarried mother, placed in a basket and sent down the Ganges. The pattern is always the same: a child of destiny, a threatened birth, water as the medium of salvation, rescue by an unexpected savior, a rise to power. So why does this story repeat across civilizations? Because it solves a narrative problem. How do you explain that a great leader came from humble or scandalous origins? Sargon wasn't born in a palace. He was the son of a priestess who broke her vow of celibacy. His birth was shameful, so the legend transforms that shame into providence. The river becomes a test, the rescue becomes divine favor. The humble gardener becomes the chosen king. Moses wasn't born a prince. He was born a Hebrew slave under a death sentence. So the story transforms that vulnerability into destiny. The river becomes the path to power. The Egyptian princess becomes the instrument of God's plan. The adopted child becomes the liberator. The basket story isn't about what happened, it's about what the birth meant. Did the biblical authors know the Sargon legend? Almost certainly. Sargon's story was famous across the ancient Near East. It was copied, recited, and taught for over 1,000 years. When the Israelites were exiled to Babylon in the 6th century BCE, they would have encountered it in temples and schools. They didn't plagiarize it, they baptized it. They took a story everyone already knew, the story of the abandoned child chosen by the gods, and made it a story about the God who rescues the enslaved and shatters empires. Moses wasn't placed in a basket to invent a new story. He was placed in a basket to enter an old one, a story the ancient world already knew how to hear. Same river, different Exodus, part of something older.